Hello, everyone. I am back to share my journey as a LPC-A. I know last time I left off about my first supervisor, and this is now part two about regarding my journey uh, with my supervisor. So, my first journey, like I said, with my supervisor, I went back, like I say, a recap. I went back to the supervisor that I had while I was in school. Um, like I said, it was a great experience. She knew her work, she knew her stuff. Um, it was a great experience. So after I graduated, passed my state exam, I called her and she was already like, okay, she was expecting my call. She was ready, for me to join her team. So the only thing was I had I guess, unofficial or just a talk with her husband, which is her office manager, regarding, being hired under her mental health services, as well as being, her supervisee. So, at first everything was going well. I got my was assigned clients, and then still working at the county from 8 to 5, getting off from work, and then having clients from from 5 to however late, send them at 8 o'clock at night. It worked for the people that work, get off at 5 and they can have therapy late in the evening. So about a couple of months in, I noticed that I wasn't getting paid. Um, the first time I got paid, I got like a partial, and I was explained that with my next check, it'll be more. He gave me two dates in the month, like like the first and the 15th, or the 15th and the 30th, stuff like that. So it was twice a month. Um, she got 20% off the top. I got 80, then plus my supervision fees, which to me, I'm like, okay, what they explained to us in school, like whoever you work for, it was an offset. Like, supervision fees were either waived or whatever, worked out. But I do know it was supposed to be a discount or whatever the case may be. So I want to say months in, and I'm like, okay, first check, he told me this, and then like on as we would go on, I'll be like, okay, I'm paying her like clockwork. It was 500 a month, which that's steep. No matter how much you make, if you married, single, it don't matter. Um, so what I would do, I got paid at the county every other Friday, so I would split it like 250 each check, or I would split the 250, pay something each week. So after some months, my fault. I'm seeing like the platform we use was Simple Practice, so you can see how much you accumulating with your clients. So I'm like in the thousands, and I'm like, where's my 80%? So I was like, okay. It got to the point where I would have conversations with her, and every time I would bring something up, she was like, okay, well, you need to talk to my husband. So he was like, at one point, he would give me an excuse, just feed me stuff like, okay, I'm working on it. One while he was like, I need their insurance information, and I'm like, okay, well, how is that? Because before we even get started, you get the information, because they take all the information before they are assigned to me. So I did what he said. I got everybody insurance information again, turned it in, and it was to the point where I'm like, okay. At this point, I'm thinking it was like maybe 8,000, maybe something like that. And I'm like, okay, I'm not getting paid. And then I had mentioned something. He was like, well, I sent a payment in and didn't go through. I was like, no, I haven't received nothing. He said, well, I'm going to send it again through some platform or whatever. Because, first of all, the red flag was I should have known. But, you have to remember people take advantage of you when you are naive, or if you knew and you don't know, or you don't know what to ask. The red flag should have been for me is when they were paying me through Cash App and it wasn't a 1099. So now I know that. So um well, got off. He was like, okay, it's the holidays. After the holidays, you should go through. You should see something. It should be like over like $1,200 at this point. But still, I'm like, okay, that's still a low ball, but okay, $1,200 because I know folks got to eat too. After the holiday, another holiday, month done passed, nothing. So I'm like, okay, my coworkers probably tired of me at work complaining about I'm not getting paid, or me paying my supervisor and I'm struggling on top of that. Then I'm not even gonna get in their personal, but anyway, they was blessed with a $600,000 home and all of that, and moving in and this, and whatever. So, um, I just said I want to get in their personal, but I did. So, I got to a point where I'm like, okay, you know what? I'm not gonna pay you until you pay me. So that's where I was. So I didn't pay her, and she was like, "You can't do that. You know, you need to talk to Brandon." And so at this point, talking to Brandon, her husband, she was like, he was like, she's not a part of the company. It's him. So I'm like, who do I work for? Because I signed a contract with her, and I this is all new to me. So then it got to a point, um, she stopped signing on for my supervision meetings. So you know me, if you know me, you know me. I'm documenting. I'm taking pictures, videos, and all of that. I have documented everything. Um, she not signing on, and at this point, it has been about a month. Uh, I'm still seeing clients, which I know I can count them because um, I'm not having supervision. So it got to a point where, you know, we came to an agreement. You pay me. You cannot not pay me, and or else I'm not, going to be your supervisor. And I'm like, okay, well, I need to get paid because y'all not paying me. And it's to the point where they were telling me now at this point, well, you being an associate, you can't get paid, can't file, and this, and I. When I tell you, I got every excuse under the sun of why I'm not getting paid. That was the last resort. Uh, and to this point, she was like, well, maybe you need to find a supervisor that you can afford, and whatever. And come to find out, he was telling my clients that I no longer work for them, and he don't know what I was doing, and he didn't know I was still seeing clients. But in the midst of all of this, they switched platforms from simple practice to no, from eagle owl practice or something to simple practice. And so I noticed that after a while I could no longer sign in. nor my email, my employee email. I could no longer check emails. So, like with my hours that I was sent in, I had sent in like a bunch of hours or whatever. They were nowhere to be found. Contacted her. She was like she never received them or whatever, whatever. But she knows. So, um, fast forward. Every month, the state has a meeting for um, counselors, social workers, psychologists to ask questions. It's called like a question hour. And I want to say every month, every quarter that the state have this. So this particular time, usually I usually just stay on because I'm just, an associate. I just want to be in the know, any changes being made for the state or whatever. So this particular time, I was like, okay, I'm gonna raise my hand because I have a question. I want to let them know, just hypothetically what I should do in this situation because now at this point, she's saying that she's not going to sign off on my hours until I pay her, which is just, I want to say about a month and a half. But at this point in particular time, I'm now over $12,000 that's I'm seeing on simple practice that is owed to me, which is 80% of the 12,000 or whatever the case may be. But I see, and it may be a little bit more. I'm just saying 12,000 because that's the last time I looked or paid attention to it. So, and I'm like, okay, how could she not sign off on my hours? So they had um, this meeting and I'm gonna raise my hand. So they was getting to everybody. The hour was up. It's from 12 to 1. So I'm like, okay. I was at my mom's. We was planning to go to lunch or whatever. So um, I had my hand raised or whatever. So they was like, they have time for one more. So I'm like getting ready to go. Then I hear Shonda Petty, you're next. I'm like, oh my gosh, they called my name. Again, if you know me, you know me. I screen record. Hmm. So I told them my situation in detail. It may have been more details than what I have shared with you all. Come to find out, and this is for the future associates and for myself, get standards. A supervisor cannot not supervise you according to the contract, even if you owe supervision fees. Also, they cannot not sign off on them because of payment. The state said they have nothing to do with payment that is civil, meaning small claims court. Also, for me, not getting paid that is civil, small claims court, meaning regardless if I pay her or not, she still has to sign off on my hours. Again, people take advantage of you when you are not in the know. And that's exactly what they did. I entrusted this lady and her husband going to them for supervision and obtaining hours. Trusted them because of before. But at the same time, I had many red flags. The team that they had while I was an associate, none of them were there except maybe one, and she was already I want to say a therapist. She was not an associate, but I explained to them in detail. When I tell you they picked up pens and paper and what I was told to do, I think you pretty much know what I was told to do. I could either do it now or wait till the end when I finish my 3,000 hours to do a formal complaint with the state so I can get my hours signed. Because no, you cannot not sign my hours. So therefore, I have been told I'm too nice. I let people get chances after chances. That's family, friends, and foes. It's in me, not on me. I am a forgiving person. Um, but at this point in life, once you've been burnt, um, when you know fire is hot, who wants to keep getting burnt? But some people I have learned they like getting burnt. They like playing with fire because when you do stuff over and over and nobody holds you accountable or hold you to the fire or never question anything, you think you can continue to get away with things. That's how it was at the county, but different day, different story. Okay, so like I said, um, naturally cut ties unofficially, but on the website, she's still my supervisor. So I went to a group on Facebook looking for a new supervisor because, of course, I need to keep rolling with my hours. Luckily, God sent the person that I wanted to be my mentor. I'm a person I love to learn for those that have already been through it, in it, and everything. I'm not too good to steady learn from the best, from other people's mistakes, or doing the do that's already in the field. Even working at the county, um, you would think people would help each other, or knowing that you are in the field of, therapy or counseling or whatever, that people would help. But my experience at the county was horrible because number one, I'm an African American female working for Smith County. Then at juvenile, I had a whole unit that were opposites of me, um, basically bullying at work, and they were allowed to do that. So, therefore, there was no help there, which I wasn't 100% looking for it. But at the same time, um, people that's in positions is just that. Some people are just in positions and don't deserve to be in positions. And we were told that, in school, you're going to see a lot of people in the field of therapy because it's not a micromanage. You are not, you're basically independent, even if you work for a company, unless somebody turns you in for something, you can get away with a lot of stuff. And that's what was going on. And I'm sure it's still going on today. Because if nobody knows uh, what's wrong or what questions to ask again, and people get away with a lot of stuff, and that's what's going on. Even people that's over folks that's unqualified. But anyway, that's not why I'm on here. But it's still my story and my truth. Um, so back to my current supervisor. I had been talking to her husband, had communicating with her husband, and I was like, I want your wife to be my mentor, whatever, whatever. But God worked it out where she ended up being my supervisor. When I tell you, um, all around package, knowledgeable, uh, know the field of therapy, counseling, give you insight. You know, that's what I like. That's what I inspired to be one day, to give back to those, that are coming after me to want to be a therapist. Although things are changing, a lot of things changing today, especially with AI and all of that stuff. But yeah, I'm having a good experience. Like of course independent. I mean, not just totally independent. I have my own private practice, the Mind and Me Counseling Services, uh, on Front Street in Tyler, Texas. You can look me up. You can Google me. I have my own website. Um, I did have a billboard. Um, yes, I was blessed to have that. Still paying on it. but yeah, the contract is over. It's down. Yeah, I think it was like 14 months, 18 months. I don't know, but yeah, that was exciting. Um, the next thing is my experience is putting yourself out, how to put yourself out there or get your name out there. I would say network, word of mouth, uh, social media. If you're good with social media, I would have some a page on every social media. I don't have one on every social media because I don't do all the social media, and I'm a Facebooker, and I really don't do like I should do for my business page. I need to do more. I do have Instagram. I don't have Twitter or formerly Twitter and TikTok. I don't have TikTok or whatever else. But I do have my website. Also, like I said, networking. I do need to join the Tyler Metro. So joining like organizations like that would help get your business out there as well. So that's my desire too, is to join the Tyler Metro for business, for my business, with my business, and like I say, word of mouth, especially when you are good at what you do. People are gonna come. Your clients is gonna tell their friends, their families. Your family is going to network for you. Your friends are going to put your name out there, and that has been my experience. I think I have one client. She have given me so much business. I think she put my flyer up in their break room, and I have like a couple of friends. Like every time somebody is looking for a therapist on Facebook, my name of my business get put out there. And being since I stepped out on faith, I retired in November of 2025.